Lots on, George. Lots on. Go for it.
Hi everybody. Hi everybody. My name's George. I live on the island of Mallorca in Spain. I'm from London. I've been here for decades now, and I'm very, very happy to be able to present um, Chris to you guys. Some of you know him, maybe most of you know him. I'm not sure. Chris is a kind of force of nature. I met Chris, maybe he'll tell you that story. I met him about 2 years ago, and I'm really delighted that I managed to get his attention to look at LifeWave and take part in LifeWave and use LifeWave patches. And we have also, for the first time, Leanne, who I've gotten to know slowly because Leanne's a designer. I work with people in the Spanish world as well. And one of the people who gives a presentation in Spanish, they've been liaising with the graphics to get good graphics into English, good graphics into Spanish, and vice versa. So from Johannesburg, they call me south of Johannesburg, so maybe that in like most cities, north and south, there's something going on there. I don't know with your Johannesburg stuff, but designer, digital marketer, meditator. She's been using the patches for a while now, and she said that her neural system, her brain fog, and her epilepsy have been completely transformed since she's been using the patches. So that's huge. What happens with all of us, or with many of us say we are not interested in patches, we are not interested in other networks, we are not interested in anything different. But what happens is we try the patches, or we hear a story of somebody who tried the patches. Chris will tell you about that in a moment. And then one thing leads to another. There's a person who's not on the call today, but came on one of the smaller calls that I was doing with Javi, who told me very clearly twice, I'm very busy. I'm not going to tell anybody about this. After 1 month, she's like, I've told my sister and I've told that because of the changes that she's making. So yeah, what have we got? We've got something called LifeWave, we've got something called X39, and we also have a huge opportunity. For some people, money's important. For some people, money's not important. Pretty much 80% for 80% of the world, health is important. Some people are just completely uninterested in that either. And however, when we're giving this presentation, we're talking about health outcomes, emotional health, spiritual health, and also financial health. So before I hand it over to Chris and Leanne to do the presentation, I just want everybody to really be aware that with this story, we have the ability to help everybody around us, including our mothers, our fathers, our uncles, our grandparents, our children. And in that help, physical improvements of all sorts, we are also able to help ourselves and other people in our financial situations. COVID killed me. I had 3 projects. One kind of stayed alive, but cost me an extra year's work and about 60,000 euros to keep alive. Another completely died. Chris can tell you the same. So I can tell you from my part, my financial anxieties are fading away steadily. So with all that said, I think I'm going to give it to Chris and keep my mouth shut.
Thank you, George. Thank you for the awesome introduction. Yeah, like you said, we've known each other for a good 2 years now, and our stories are very similar. We've lived a very parallel life. I was also what you call a COVID victim from a business point of view. I come from the children's toy background. I've owned children's toy company for just on a decade, and an international toy brand. And yeah, COVID kicked in, and the doors of my company closed down. Then I worked on some other projects, working on gifting communities, helping people just to make a living during COVID. And at the end of last year, I was actually hitting burnout. I was literally working 14, 16 hours a day. And it was about October last year. I was on a Zoom call that George was on, and I'm so grateful that George was on that Zoom call because he saw me on the Zoom call. And while I was on the call, he sent me a WhatsApp message and he said, "Hey, Chris, you look like shit." So I was like, "Whoa, thank you for the compliment." He said, "No, Chris, I mean that in a nice way. I'm concerned about you." And he sent me some information on LifeWave and the stem cell patches. And when you're busy, it kind of like goes over your head. And I sort of looked at this. He sent me a PDF. He sent me a voice note. He sent me some info. I was counting the other day from the 1st of October till the day that I took action, which was on the 24th of November. That's just on 2 months. He sent me 21 messages about LifeWave, 21 messages for George to get my attention. And I joined, became part of the LifeWave family 6 months ago. So, George, thank you so much for your persistence. And, uh, you know, like I said, it was the 24th of November. I decided to, take the chance. I ordered my patches. Very skeptical because I'd never heard of stem cell patches before. And what's so interesting is, uh, as my patches arrived, I said to George, "No, I understand how it works. You patch it on like a nicotine patch and it gets absorbed." And he sent me a message back and he said, "No, Chris, you kind of missed that one. This all works on frequency." As he said frequency, my ears went ching. I thought, wow. And I got onto the patches and yeah, there we go. The body electric. So everything, we all know in this world, everything resonates, everything vibrates at a certain frequency. And that's what this is all about. And, long story short, I got onto the patches and on day five, I was sitting outside on the balcony with my girlfriend. And I said to her, I looked to the side and I said, "Oh my goodness, the trees look greener." I looked at the sky and I said, "The sky looks bluer." He looked at me like I was going crazy. I said to her, "You know what? I've got the most amazing clarity of thinking. It feels like a veil had been lifted off my head. I haven't had this type of clarity of thinking since I was probably in my mid-20s. In the interim, my energy levels increased. My dizziness, vertigo completely disappeared. It has literally changed my life. And, when you find out about something that's made a difference in your life, your family, your friends, the people around you, we as human beings, naturally, we just want to help other people and we share with people. So, yeah, that's 6 months later, and here I am. My life has done a complete 180, and I'm just so grateful to be here. Leanne, it's so cool to have you on the screen with me this evening. I've seen you talk in public before. You're an amazing public speaker, and I'm looking forward to presenting with you for the first time this evening. So, without any further ado, I think let me just open up the presentation and let's jump straight in. Here we go. Slideshow from the beginning. And there we are. Let me minimize this. All right, so welcome to everybody. If this is your first time on a Zoom call, something got your attention. We talk about the concept of, have you been patched yet? This is the new buzzword, stem cell activation technology in the form of a patch. You obviously heard the word patch or you heard the word LifeWave and you're thinking, what is this all about? So what is LifeWave? It's affordable stem cell reactivation technology in the form of a patch. Basically, in a nutshell, the patches are formulated to activate your copper peptide, which reactivates your own stem cells, which Leanne's going to go into a bit more detail now. But before we jump straight into that, this works on a concept called phototherapy. So I'm going to play a quick little 2-minute clip that actually explains how the phototherapy and the photosynthesis actually works. I just want to quickly make sure the sound is on. Here we go, shared sound. And here we go. Right. Next slide. Why is it not going to the next slide? There we are, and play.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life, for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light to stimulate the body's natural healing systems, providing specific health benefits. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy and the ability to heal itself. Let's take a look at why this is important on a cellular level. For example, a number of our patch products help counteract free radicals, oxygen molecules that damage cell proteins and contribute to visible signs of aging. When the body is stimulated through phototherapy to release its own antioxidants, these free radicals are neutralized naturally.
So where did this all start? LifeWave was established in 2004 in San Diego, California, and LifeWave is currently in 84 countries around the world. So this is a 19-year-old company. That's one of the first questions that I asked George when he told me about LifeWave. I said, George, this new technology, how long has this company been in business? He said, 19 years. I said, what? I haven't lived under a rock. How could I never have heard of this company before? I was meant to. Everything happens at exactly the right time as it's meant to happen. And, LifeWave is amongst the 50 fastest growing companies in the USA at the moment. But something that really got my attention was the turnover figures. Now, most companies after COVID, what's happening to most companies? They're either closing down or they're downsizing. How many companies do you know that are 10xing their turnover after COVID? Not many. This is a company that is literally on its way up, hitting that exponential growth curve. The turnover in 2020 and 2021 was 28 million US dollars. Last year, 2022, the company did just under $300 million turnover and is projected to do $1 billion turnover in 2025. So we are in the right place at the right time with the right product. And where did this all start? David Schmidt, the CEO, inventor of X39 and LifeWave, in my books, is an absolute genius. I don't think he's of this world. The technology that he's put together is literally mind-blowing. He owns over 130 patents. I'm going to discuss that in detail now. He's a scientist, inventor, two-time recipient of the Advanced Technology Award from the International Hall of Fame. This is something that also really got my attention when I was chatting to George, is the patents. LifeWave doesn't have a handful, a patent here, patent there. Now, I know quite a bit about patents because in my previous company, I wanted to do a patent application. And I thought, well, probably a couple of $1,000. To do an international patent, one patent, take a guess how much that costs. $1 million US dollars for one patent. LifeWave doesn't have a handful of patents. LifeWave has got 133 registered patents. Now, something that's very interesting when it comes to a patent is this is because of the research that I've done because of wanting to do a patent. By law, a patent may not be issued if the product does not do what they say the product is going to do. So when people are asking about research documents and case studies, oh, and by the way, the company's got 82 clinical trials and studies, but 133 patents, that covers absolutely everything, because that just that puts it in black and white that the product is doing what it's meant to be doing. And what I love about it, it's an exclusive product with no competition. LifeWave is literally in a league of its own. Now, there's a lot of amazing companies and amazing products out there, and this is not what we call a Me Too product. In the marketplace, there's competition with everything that we do. There's always competition. My powder is better than your powder because mine's got this, yours hasn't got that. My pill's better than yours. When we talk about no competition, nobody can get the patches anywhere other than LifeWave. So let me hand over to Leanne to explain what are these patches all about. Go for it, Leanne.
Hi, everyone. Oh, so excited to be telling you a bit more about these stem cell activation patches. Guys, the fewer stem cells that you have in your body, the faster you age and the slower you heal. And I've got an amazing extract from the New England Journal of Medicines that says there's a direct correlation between your wellness and the amount of adult stem cells you actually have in your blood. So when you get to 30, your stem cells actually go to sleep and they go to about half of the stem cells that you should have in your body. And when you get to 60, there's almost no stem cell activity. So that means the wellness of your body is a lot less than it should be. So how does this amazing X39 work? What I love the most, I love the most about this is that it's the holy grail of anti-aging, and this happens with the GHKCU copper peptides. Now, the GHKCU copper peptides cannot be put into your body through supplements or anything like that. It needs to be activated in the body. And so what our amazing founder, David Schmidt, did, he's been working on this project for most of his adult life, and he found that he could put organic nanocrystals onto this patch in a certain pattern, and that when the light, our bodies, as you saw in the video, we light beings, we emit this infrared light. When this light hits this patch, it sends a frequency back into the body that activates your copper peptides, and then that wakes up your stem cells in your body and gets them going into your blood. So how amazing. And often people will ask us, listen, are these patches, do they put something into your body? Are they transdermal? They're non-transdermal patches. They are non-invasive. They actually get your body to heal themselves. So it's made from a 3M medical grade adhesive, and it's hyperallergenic. So let's just talk a little bit about the benefits of having your stem cells activated in your body. So guys, rapid pain relief. How amazing. How many of us out there, and how many people do you know that are experiencing so much pain? I myself experience pain from my neuralgia and my neuropathy, and so I'm not experiencing that pain, maybe 5% of that since I've been on the X39. Reduced inflammation. When you can't get out of bed, you feel older, you feel 15, 20 years older than your actual age. That means you're inflamed in your body. It supports the wound healing. This is the copper peptides. Now, this actually it can take away keloid scars and actually provide extreme wound healing in your body within days. And I think my favorite is the energy and vitality. I'm feeling bouncy. I feel like I have a bouncy quality, and everyone wants more energy and vitality in their life. I don't know anyone that doesn't. So I'm really loving that aspect. And Chris, why don't you tell us about the rest?
Well, the mental clarity is a big one for me. Listen, I would pay $1,000 a month just to have the mental clarity that I have. The enhancing the sports performance, faster recovery from exercise, improved skin and appearance. I was actually at a lady's house this morning. Her name is Marlena. There's actually two things that I want to quickly talk about her. I went to go see her for the very first time 2 months ago, and she's had about 20 operations in her legs. She's got no cartilage between the bones in her knees. When I met her 2.5 years ago, she was walking with crutches. She couldn't walk properly. She takes inflammation tablets. She takes cortisone injections on a monthly basis. And when I spoke to her on the phone just on 2 months ago, she said, Chris, I can't even walk properly. I've got to go around in a wheelchair. Um, I mean, my knees are basically packed up. And I said to her, that was on the Saturday. I said, Marlena, I'm coming to your house on Monday morning. Myself and Lucinda, we went through to Marlena's house there in Krugersdorp, place in South Africa. And I'll never forget this. She opened her double garage, and she had the crutches on. And Marlena was not walking. She was literally shuffling. The lady could not walk. And when you look at a person's face, you can tell when they're in pain. She had that look of pain and frustration in her face. I said to her, don't walk, just relax, let's walk into the lounge. What we did was we patched her like you have no idea. We gave her a shock treatment. We put the patches on her knees. That was on the Monday morning. She called me during the week. I spoke to her on Thursday, and she asked me to help get her to the shopping center. She needed to get to the bank to raise her limit because she wanted to purchase more patches. So I went to go see her on the Friday morning. Guys, this is 5 days later. When she opened that double garage, I expected to see the same thing. My mouth dropped open. I could not believe what I was looking at. The garage door opened. She had no crutches, and she came walking to the car, and she hopped into the car. We went to the shopping center. She walked to the bank. She walked back to the car, pain-free. She's been pain-free for the first time in over 10 years since using the patches. And the reason why I'm telling the story is I went to go see her today. I went to go see her with one of her people, and I was just helping her with some training. And I hadn't seen her in probably about a month and a half. And the first thing I said when I saw her, I said, Marlena, you are looking younger. You are looking younger. I could not believe the look on her face. Healthy, smiling. She doesn't have that look of pain. And you know what? I was actually looking at her face, how smooth it's become. So this is where we're talking about rapid pain relief and definitely improved skin appearance. I just had to throw that story in because it's fresh on my mind because I actually saw Marlena today. So yeah, and tell us now, how do we wear these little miracle patches? How do we do it?
So I'm just lingering on that story that you told us, Chris. I mean, there's so many miracles that we're experiencing on these patches. It's so beautiful. To wear the patches, it's pretty simple. You just take your patch, and it's got like a little slit at the back here, and you can actually remove that, and you just stick that straight onto your skin. But the funny thing is you don't actually need to even stick it onto your skin to make it work, because it works with photolight therapy. So what you want to do is you want to wear your patches for 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Why? Because you need to let your body rejuvenate. These are powerful technologies, beautiful technologies, and you will start to feel it as you wear it, and you need to give your body a bit of a rest. Once you're done wearing the patches, and just a little tip, I keep mine with my makeup, but a lot of people will keep it with their coffee or by their toothbrush, so that it's part of your routine and you remember to do so in the day. But you wear your patch, you throw it away, and then you put another patch on the next day. And a lot of people ask me like, oh, can I wear more patches at one time? And I say, absolutely. Each patch sends a different frequency to the body. It does different things. So you can most certainly use a few of the patches together. So now one of the most important things that I want to talk about is drinking water. In order for these patches to really send the frequencies through the entire body, we need to keep hydrated, because water assimilates and allows those frequencies to go into the body. So one thing I wanted to mention as well is that where do you place the patch? That's also another big question that we get asked. So when we did the clinical trials, we needed to have a basic starting point to see for the efficacy of the trials. And so we did it. So David did it at the back of the neck and above the navel, but you can actually wear it anywhere. I actually had the worst toothache the other day, and I could even feel a bit of an infection coming down. I just took the patch, I shoved it on there, and at the end of the day, I was feeling completely like I had no pain at all. from the worst toothache. So it's really easy to use. So you can literally put it anywhere you're experiencing pain. Remember, these patches, stem cells are your master healers, and they're meant to go to the place in your body where you need healing. So they'll know what to do. You just put the patch where you need it. Thanks, Chris. Over to you.
As we say, the proof is not in the pudding, the proof is in the patch. You just let the patch do the work. All right, so very quickly, what happens in the first few days? Within 24 hours, the stem cell activation patch begins to reset 3,000 to 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state. Now, people using the X39 patches will experience an almost immediate effect through the elevation of antioxidants, decrease in inflammation, and an increase in energy and joy. That's how quickly it starts doing work in your body. As Leanne was mentioning, your stem cells are very, very clever. They know exactly where to go and do the work. But this is what happens after 6 weeks of being on the X39. Your brain becomes more balanced. Physical changes start to occur. Decreases symptoms of PTSD, anxiety, and depression. I can vouch on that one. And it was literally at that 6-week time frame where I could actually feel my anxiety completely disappear and my depression starting to disappear as well. My favorite, mental clarity, no more foggy brain. Now, even if you don't feel the effects immediately, be rest assured the new stem cells may be regenerating an internal organ or tissue before repairing something that you actually feel. Now, remember, each person's body is different, and we're going to reiterate again. Remember, drink lots of water. Now, this is what happens within 3 months. Active stem cell repair, collagen is increased, wrinkles decrease, hair and nails grow faster and stronger. Now, I would normally cut my nails every 2 weeks. I'm cutting my nails every week. Now, the signs of faster hair growth and faster nail growth, that goes right back to a healthy overall system. It supports the structural integrity of both your skeletal and muscular systems. Now, your stem cells are now actively creating deep healing in your body and repairing damage caused by the aging process that now becomes continuous and accumulative. You're probably thinking, hey, what am I talking about? Continuous and accumulative. What that means is some people ask, well, if all of a sudden, after 3 or 4 months, I'm feeling on top of the world, I'm feeling better, can I stop using the patches? Yes, you can definitely stop using the patches, but what's going to happen is the amount of time that it took your body to get to its optimum state, it's going to take about the same time frame going in the wrong direction. Myself personally, I will not go a day without using the patches, but later on, you can go on to what you call a maintenance dose. Now, something that's very, very interesting, rule of thumb, people ask, what type of time frames do we use them for? Leanne's going to touch on that just now, but I just want to quickly mention, depending on your age, so for every decade that you've been alive, you use 1 month's supply of the patches. So if you are, let's call it 70 years old, you will need to use it for 7 months to get to your body to its optimum state. Right, so this is what happens after 6 months. We're talking about reverse aging. Your vascular age is reduced. In a recent study, 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age by an average of 8 years after using the product for only 6 months. So how long we live is determined by the health of our stem cells. David Schmidt, he says, it's not anti-aging. We're talking about age reversing. Right, so we have what we call a 90-day protocol. Do you want to explain that, Leanne?
Yeah, sure, Chris. So people ask, why 90 days? So we need to give our bodies a chance to really assimilate to work with the patch. And like we said, each person's body is different. This is stimulating your own body stem cells. So remember, your body is going to determine how it heals. So for instance, my brain fog started lifting after 4 days, and Chris will tell you, his girlfriend Lucinda only started to feel the difference after 7 weeks. But it's because we all have different things that are working underneath the surface. So David advises that we need to do it for at least 90 days for optimal results and to see how the patches work. And I mean, we've seen results in weeks, days, hours, minutes, and honestly, even in seconds. We've really seen people come out and respond quickly. So it all depends on all of that and how your body works. But I tell you what, if you really want the patches to work for you, make sure that you're drinking your water. Dehydration can stop the patches from working effectively. So you want to make sure that you're really hydrating yourself, and yeah, let it do its magic. Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about our amazing website called StartX39. We're part of the quantum field, and you can see at the bottom left, that's our team that we are part of. And our amazing leader, Onyx Cole, created this website that has hours and hours of information, videos, case studies, testimonials. It's an absolute wonder. And if you go on there, it doesn't matter what your language is. We are in 84 countries, and she's translated it to 84 different languages. So if you have family in Portugal or Mexico, they can also see what the patches are about, and you can bless them with this amazing technology. So you might want to write that down. It's startx39.com. Thanks, Chris.
No, thank you. Talking about the different languages, you'll notice that there's different flags. And we were looking at it the other day, and we saw that there are 3 South African flags. And we thought, that's weird. Why 3 South African flags? They translated it to Afrikaans, Xhosa, and Zulu. So it's in 3 different South African languages. So they've really put a lot of time and effort into that website. Right, then the testimonial sides, there's a saying that says a picture speaks 1,000 words. This is a topography map. When you see a picture like this, when you see red, what's the first thing that pops into your mind? Inflammation. So on this topography map, there were 12 participants between the age of 50 and 80 years old. And they plugged them onto a P3 EEG brain mapping machine. So the first little picture you see on the left-hand side there, that is of the brain. And with that red, that is all inflammation. Now, this is 3 weeks of just putting the X39 patch on. Look at the way the inflammation, look at the way the red has disappeared. Still a bit of inflammation, but look at the third picture. No inflammation. Inflammation completely disappeared after only 6 weeks. Here's some more before and after photos. Now, what's interesting about these photos is this is after 30 minutes of putting the X39 on. If you look at that person's back and shoulders, before and after, and then look at the picture on the right-hand side. Look at this person's hands. Look at the inflammation. Putting the patch, as Leanne was mentioning earlier, you can put the X39 straight onto the area where you've got pain. So you can actually take the X39 and you can actually put it onto your hand or onto your lower back or onto your arm or onto your shoulder, anywhere that you've got the pain, and go straight working at to the inflammation areas. This is before and after photos. Animals using the patches as well. Here's also X39. This is lady's face after 10 days short of a year. You don't need to spend a lot of money going under the knife, going for facelifts and Botox injections, that type of thing. Here you are basically rejuvenating, de-aging from the inside out. This is after 45 days being on the X39. You can see the crow's feet starting to disappear. That was what I started to notice with Marlena this morning, because if I think about it, that is a month and a half. Yeah, basically 45 days was the last time I saw Marlena. And looking at this picture is exactly what I noticed. The wrinkles were actually disappeared, just like this. Here's another one, very interesting picture. This is 1 year after being on the X39. Few things that got my attention. Look at the lady's neck. Look at the way it's tightened up. And the big thing that got my attention on this picture is look at this lady's eyes. Can you see how dark they are on the left picture? Look at the picture on the right-hand side, how her eyes have actually lit up and the clarity in her eyes. This is marks that have disappeared, skin marks after 9 weeks being on the X39. Another before and after photos of this person's mouth and chin area, the way it's tightened up after 5 months. This is a disease called vitiligo. This is after 3 months being on the patches. This picture blows my mind. Before and after photos, Bell's palsy. Look at this lady's face after only 3 months being on the patches. Okay, this picture is a bit graphic. I don't actually know what happened to this gentleman, but you can see his face on the left-hand side does not look very good. As you can see, he's actually got 3 patches on his forehead, both on his cheeks. But the biggest thing is look at the way his skin has repaired, scar tissue. Look at that picture on the right-hand side after only 7 weeks. Before and after photos, after 5 days, this guy actually fell off a ski board. You can see the way it's fixed the scratches on his face. Psoriasis, before and after photos, after only 10 days. Look at the way this person's leg has cleared up. More scar tissue healing after only 12 days. This person's finger was completely cut off, re-sewn back on, and look at this person's finger after only 21 days being on the patches. Hair growth. This is after 6 weeks, the hair growth. When I was in KZN in Durban last week, I met a guy by the name of David, and he'd been on the patches for only 3 weeks, and he was actually showing pictures of how his hair actually started growing after only 3 weeks in the back of his head. More pictures of hair growth. Look at this person's head after only 3 months. I actually met with a friend of mine by the name of Wilson, who joined the LifeWave family in December last year. And now Wilson has been bald for, just over 20 years now. And, he's tried different things. His hair's never grown back. And I hadn't seen him for a good, probably 3 months. Leanne knows Wilson as well. And when I saw him 2 weeks ago, I could not stop looking at his head. He's got these little fluffy hairs starting to grow on his head. He looks like a little chicken that has just hatched. It's the most amazing thing. I couldn't stop rubbing his head. And it's all starting to grow. That's after basically 5 months being on the patches. Now I'm going to bring George. Where's George? I want George to talk about the athletes on the patches, but he's going to tell a very quick story on how it all started.
I'm very happy to tell that story, but something came to mind. You say the miracle of the patches. So I just got a message just a little bit before the call. A lady, very skeptically, she got 1 sleeve of patches, and after 1 month, she now wants 3 months supply of X39 and Alavida, which you still don't have in South Africa. You'll have later, I believe, or at the beginning of next year, because she tried the patches for a month. So this is always very nice to hear. Look, athletes on patches. Why did Chris ask me to talk about this? So when David Schmidt is an inventor, his uncle's inventor, his cousin's inventor, he kind of said in one webinar, we kind of compete with each other. He did something for the US Department of Defense to do with a submersible, some invention for that. And so he had contact with those people, who then asked him to work on something to give energy to submariners without them having to use caffeine or Red Bull type products. So he developed the first patch, Energy Enhancer. And as we all know, the towers went down in 2001. And he said, in his words, the priorities changed at the Department of Defense and there was nobody answering the telephone. So he thought, what can I do? How am I going to go somewhere with what I've invented? And he said, okay, I'm going to take it to the public. He set up the company, and while he's working through, how am I going to market this? Well, I'm going to use radio, TV, marketing companies, range shelves in stores, etc., etc. he had a fairly random conversation with a guy who was a networker, who said to him, "Let me introduce you to a friend of mine who's a doctor in California." That doctor in turn said, "Let me introduce you to a friend of mine who was also a doctor, who was the doctor for the Olympic swimming team, who introduced him to the coach of the Olympic swimming team at Stanford University, Michael Phelps, and all of those guys." 3 weeks after the first conversation, he found himself patching the team. That team, as everyone knows, broke a lot of records, won a lot of medals. The medals were retained. He was sort of called in to prove that that energy enhancer, that the patches are not transdermal, no pharmaceutical going into the bodies of the swimmers. It was accepted that they are non-transdermal, work on light frequency. The guys got their medals. And here we are like 20 years later with the X39. So he worked on, so here we can see also Sean May. I don't really know basketball so much, but an American basketballer. Pretty much everybody around the world's heard of David Beckham, whether they like football or not. And here we have a chap called Lorenzo Savadori. He's a superbike champion, and he uses X39 right on his forward to aid with concentration. David, after coming on the market with the energy enhancer, he developed a bunch of other patches, which we're going to come and just touch on a little bit later. But he, for about 10 years, before X39 came on the market, he was working on it, came on the market either mid-2019 or early 2020. And that's where he put his energy in developing this particular product. Loads of research, over $4 million spent on that research to develop the X39 patch, which is what we're going to continue talking about.
Awesome. Thank you so much, George. While you were talking, I was
you.
actually just thinking I need to update this slide because I saw a picture last week of Serena Williams, the tennis player, using the X39 patches. So while we're talking about popular athletes, I think I'm going to add that picture of her on.
Good idea. Lots of tennis people on this island.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
The tennis player Nadal comes from this island, so we've got to get them to
I'll
him.
definitely do that. No, awesome. Thank you, George. Thanks. Okay, Leanne, over to you.
Yeah, so this is a really amazing slide for me. If you're a self-growth fundy like I am, you know who Tony Robbins is. He's been breaking ground in the coaching field for years now. And he himself experienced the benefits of stem cells. He had a frozen shoulder. He managed to get himself some stem cell injections. And in his book, Life Force, he talks about this and had the benefit that the stem cell therapy and the peptide therapy has had in his life and how incredible it can be for us as humankind. However, he also spoke about how expensive the stem cells are. And he said you can expect to pay between $7,000 to $100,000 per treatment, and that includes having to go international and do the hotel trips and accommodations. I mean, you know, it's not affordable, and so luckily we have our stem cell patches that are so affordable. They activate. You don't get someone else's stem cells in your body that may or may not work. I'm getting my own stem cells in my body, and that's what excites me the most. It's my own body doing the job. So if you guys haven't been patched yet, definitely speak to the person that invited you and get patched, because it's going to be a real life changer for you. Thanks, Chris. Why don't you tell us a bit more about our product line, hey?
Okay, so as George was mentioning, there's a couple of products that, as we mentioned, LifeWave's been around for 19 years and started off with the energy enhancer. But the X39 that you notice we've been talking about most of tonight, that's the new kid on the block. that is the product that was launched basically 3.5 years ago, which is like your heat-seeking missile. It just goes into your body and fixes everything. So that is the flagship LifeWave patch. There are also supportive products. There's one for sports. There's one for extreme levels of pain. There's the sleepy patch, the one for sleep. We've got one for high stress levels. There's one for stamina, one for your immune system, weight management, and energy. Right, the three ones at the bottom, that's mood, animals, and skin. Those are also available in various countries, just not available in South Africa yet. So that is the whole product range. The way I like to describe it is the X39 is one that's doing all the work in the background. The supportive products are what we call like your Band-Aid. So what that's going to do is that's going to target certain areas that you may need your body to work and get immediate relief while the X39 is doing its magic in the background. So now you're probably thinking to yourself, oh my goodness gracious, Leanne was talking about thousands of dollars here. How much do these patches cost? All right, it's a drop in the ocean compared to what the cost of stem cell injections are. And you've got a 50% chance that it might work or it might not work. The retail price for a full sleeve of X39 is only $149 for a 30-month supply. That's for the X39 and the X49. And then the other supplementary ones are only $79 for a full sleeve. That is a 1-month supply. Plus the country tax, whichever country you live in, and then obviously delivery. Now, why would you want to pay retail price when you can actually just register with LifeWave and you can actually then get the product at the wholesale price, which drops right down to $99 for the X39 and the X49, and the supplementary products are anywhere between $49 and $69. And that gives you one sleeve, 1 full month supply, country tax, and delivery. Right, so how does this work? There are two kits, so to speak, enrollment kits for people that want to get involved and become wholesale customers. The entry-level kit is what we call the bronze, which is $125, and that gives you one sleeve of X39, and that includes a once-off $25 enrollment fee, which means that you save $25 straight away off the retail price. Your next order and ongoing orders are then only $99 for the X39. One full sleeve for the month. The most popular kit is the silver kit. That is $300, and that gives you 3 sleeves of X39. And that basically takes us right back to what Leanne was talking about with the 90-day protocol, the importance of being on the product for 90 days. But what you'll notice is it's $300, and that gives you $300 worth of patches, which means that you actually waiver the $25 enrollment fee. So you're buying it wholesale price immediately, plus the next order and your ongoing order is only $99, 3 sleeves of X39. Right, what you can also do is, say hypothetically speaking, you want to try one of the supplementary ones. You can, on the order page, you got your 3 X39, take one of the X39 off, and you can actually then replace it with 2 of the supplementary products. So you can mix and match your order. That's your wholesale customer kits. Then we have the business builder kits. We've got the gold kit, which is $500. That gives you 5 sleeves of X39. The platinum kit is $1,000, gives you 12 sleeves, X39. And then the diamond kit is $1,600, and that gives you 19 sleeves of X39. But at the diamond kit, that is where the price becomes a lot less. You're getting the X39 for only $84. You can also upgrade your kit at any given time, and you're only paying the difference. So what we mean by that is, say you decide to register at silver at $300, and maybe 2 weeks down the line, you think, oh, I needed to get for a different family member or a friend or something like that. Now you're thinking, I should have gone for gold. That doesn't mean you now have to go and purchase a gold kit for $500 because you are already at silver. You only pay the difference between the kits, which means you go from silver to the gold kit. So you only pay in the difference. Right. So basically, in a nutshell, LifeWave, as we've mentioned, is a 19-year-old company that has 10x its turnover in the last 2 years in 84 countries around the world, basically ready for liftoff right now. Leanne, you want to finish with this last picture over here?
Yeah, sure. So no one says it better like David Schmidt. He says, you have an incredible opportunity before you today. The opportunity to bring the healing power of light to everyone around you. And Chris and I both agree that we just love those words, healing, light, and frequency. That just gets me excited about the LifeWave opportunity.
This is absolutely another level. Thank you for that, Leanne. This is really an entrepreneur's dream come true. We're talking about an established company, cutting edge science, over 100 patents, 133 patents. And the best part, there's no competition. We're in the right place at the right time with the right product. I'm going to play a really awesome 6-minute clip now, which really takes everything and encompasses it and just gives you an idea of what we're sitting on right now. Here goes.
It's not too often that an opportunity comes along that puts you in the right place at the right time with the right product. But that's exactly where you find yourself as you discover the power of LifeWave technology and the opportunity it represents for you. Our mission? To share products with the world that enhance the health, wellness, beauty, and longevity of every person we encounter. If that resonates with you, take a moment and imagine. Have you heard about the billions being spent in the race to cash in on the promise of stem cells? We're told the possibilities in the future for improving our health and wellness using stem cell science from Big Pharma are huge. But what if the future was now? What if you could be perfectly positioned to take advantage of the stem cell revolution today? Partnering with an established company with proven technology, using a business distribution system that puts you in the driver's seat now. Too good to be true? Absolutely not.
It's what the world wants. We don't want drugs. We don't want injections. We don't want surgery.
I've never seen anything like this in 21 years of being a doctor, anything coming close to doing what this technology does for people.
This is a pivotal moment in alternative medicine and in the future of technology and healing and helping people.
Stem cells are the future. As a wellness company, we needed to be part of the stem cell revolution. And with X39, that's exactly what's happened.
That's David Schmidt, LifeWave's founder, CEO, and inventor of X39, his latest breakthrough in what is wearable, virtually weightless technology.
I'm now 50 years old and I feel like 30 years.
In 2 days, X39, my knee pain was really gone.
It's a really fun thing to share with people because everybody is amazed by it.
What does X39 do? It harnesses light to elevate a copper peptide proven to activate stem cells.
We're bringing regenerative science to everyone, and we're doing it safely and inexpensively and with extraordinary benefits. So this is why we have such an advantage in the marketplace and what makes our opportunity for our business builders so enormous.
This is cutting-edge science with no competition that's safe, affordable, non-invasive, and drug-free. We have an X39 video that tells you all about the science, so be sure to watch it. But with over 80 clinical studies behind it and multiple worldwide patents protecting it, the science is settled.
It's a game changer.
There is absolutely no competition.
You're not going to be able to find this in any other different company.
So where do you come in? Our distribution model is network marketing, an industry that approaches $200 billion a year in sales worldwide. People telling people about products and building teams of team builders that accelerate that word of mouth. It's big business, and LifeWave is growing fast within it.
It's very unusual that you would have cutting-edge science make its way into network marketing. But as it turns out, because our products produce immediate effects, immediate benefits, sharing the product face-to-face makes it the ideal way to share the technology.
The only thing you have to do is go out and share it with people. That's it.
You don't have to be a medical doctor like me. Everybody can do this.
You try the patch and you love it.
The reaction that people give us is like, wow.
With warehouses now in multiple countries, distribution in over 100, and the capability to manufacture millions of units per month already in place, LifeWave is ready for you. Just think about who you know and all the people they know that would like more energy without the buzz, to reduce or eliminate pain, to sleep better, all without drugs, to look and feel younger without risky procedures. The list of benefits using our products is long. The market's vast. Are you starting to get the idea here? You're on the threshold of something significant. I mean, think about it. This is an opportunity with global reach where there's help and support alongside you every step of the way, and it's all fueled by a science that has no competition. As a member, you have an incredible array of marketing support, training, and business services that allow you to focus on what's important, spreading the word about LifeWave and helping us expand.
The growth in the future is going to be fast because of X39.
Once you learn about the X39 and you see what it's doing for people, for me, I feel like it's an obligation to share it.
Today, more and more people are really looking for solutions for a better lifestyle.
Everybody wants to look younger, everybody needs more sleep, wants to have more energy, wants to get rid of pain.
And LifeWave is fun because you're making a difference in people's lives. It's not a little difference, it's a big difference.
LifeWave gave my children their mother back. When you're able to move someone's health as much as we can with LifeWave, see what change that make into people's life, that's amazing. It is. You can literally change someone's life. And I love that.
So there you have it. Look, whatever you want, however high your goals, however big your dreams, it's all possible with LifeWave. So be sure to get back to the person who suggested you watch this video and get started today. Try X39 or one of our other fantastic products so you can learn for yourself what all the excitement is about when it comes to LifeWave. Whatever you do, though, be sure to get started today because the clock is ticking. The time is now. You don't want to miss out. We're building LifeWave to $1 billion company. Let's do it together.
Let me tell you, if people realize what we're sitting on right now, we're sitting on a rocket ship that is ready to go into orbit. You know, when I was talking to George, when he first told me about LifeWave, I said to him, okay, how does this all work? Is there a business side of it? How does the distribution side work? And he said to me, it's network marketing. I was like a dog with two tails. Network marketing is the most amazing industry in the world where it's all about people, helping people, and just sharing the concept, sharing the business. And I see George got his hand up there. Yep.
I want to say something, because a lot of people, they say, oh, network marketing, I'm not interested. No, I wasn't. I was involved with a network in the early mid-2000s, and I learned a lot of things. But in the end, I said, no, I'm not interested. Why? Because the company said, and they had great products, vitamins and cleaning products. They said, forget about the products, lead with the opportunity. So what I feel is that most networks, it's basically going uphill with the wind in your face. It's hard work. However, this is something totally different. We have a product that's unique, that works incredibly well. So it's more like going downhill with the wind at your back. So for anybody who's thinking to turn this into an income, as well as besides just recommending it to friends and family and using it themselves, this is the best opportunity that I've ever seen. I also would say the patches are going to be everywhere, whether I talk about them, whether Chris talks about them, whether Javi, who's on the call now, talks about them, whether or not we speak about them, they're going to be everywhere within 5 to 10 years. So, I just had to say that. The other thing, Chris, I don't know if just before you talk about the money side of things, you want to ask if there's somebody who's on the call who'd be happy to give a testimonial.
Yes, of course, definitely. Now you can see there because I've got the presentation
Okay.
open.
So
You
look,
can have to look.
I'm
Yeah.
going to, if anybody would like to give a testimonial, please press the button to raise your hand, or I'll scroll through here to see if anybody's raising their hand that I can actually see. No, so quite a lot of people haven't got their video on. So is there anybody? Okay, here's one.
Yeah, gift the miracle of life there, George. Did you see that one?
Good evening, everyone. Hello from Beirut, Lebanon. So grateful for George. Chris, I missed you, man. You changed my life. You are a miracle, both of you. I've had tears of joy. It changed everything for me. My mother, my father, mom had a horrible injury during the explosion. She was all opened up. For 2 years, we tried everything. Nothing worked. 2 days. 2 days of the patches. It's a dream come true. What can I say? And financial situation improving. I'm going gold.
Okay. Thank you, Lara.
Oh, wow.
Thank
That
you,
is
George.
truly
Thank you,
amazing.
Chris.
Thank you, Lara.
Thank you, Lara.
Really. And my father also had some dementia issues. The man is walking, talking, remembering. I used to be on medication, but I stopped before. So I was looking for something else. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lara.
So if anybody else has something they would like to share with us, I'll be very happy to hear that too. And I'm not sure if you, Javi, want to say something before we talk about the money. You could unmute your microphone. Whoops, sorry. Let me press ask to unmute again. Okay. I have to send that message again to you. Okay.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Hey,
Wonderful.
Hey, Javi.
I just got to the. I was hoping you didn't ask me when I was in the car with a bunch of loud children. I just came from picking up from school. And hold on, I'm gonna come on right now. 1 second, guys. Here we go. There we go. All right. Yes. So awesome presentation. Leanne, you just totally rocked it. You crushed it. George and Chris and everybody who's here, who is open to hear what mission statement that they're doing out there in South Africa. I was doing a call before this, before I went to pick up the boys from school, with the other team members of yours who saw this vision that's what was happening there. So here's the deal, guys. It's going to be a year in July when I got involved in LifeWave. Now, I've been in the profession 15 years, and my son suffers from autism. And we went not once but twice overseas to get him stem cell injections. And there was minimal results. The results were very minimal. We wasn't happy with it, what we were promised. And we came back, Mike Hernandez, people who know who Mike Hernandez is, he came out of retirement to tell me about some stem cell patches. And I told him, do you know we just came from Mexico from getting our son stem cell patches? I don't believe in coincidences, folks. So he sent us the patches and we put it on him. Guys, let me tell you something. Within 2 weeks, now everyone is different. Okay, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Everyone's going to cross that finish line at their timing. So autism is a brain-body disconnect. The brain says one thing, the body does another. It's called apraxia. So his body wanted to do what the brain said, but it didn't happen. So he got kind of frustrated. Within 2 weeks using the patch, he was able to swing on a swing by himself without us assisting him. Sure. We added the glutathione patch. Within 2.5 weeks later, he was able to ride the Peloton without us assisting him. He always wanted to ride a bike. Now listen, That was a window that was open for us. I knew that we had something big in our hands. And I said, wait a minute, this is a secret that the whole world needs to know about. Now, you know, this is the word of mouth business. And I patched everybody out here in New Jersey, people who I knew. If you could look around, everybody would look like a Dalmatian with all the patches they have over them. All right, because I knew how important this patch was. I knew what all I needed to see what it did to my son. We spent twice stem cell injections. That's a lot of money. Chris told you for $99, it solved our problem for going overseas again, for getting him stem cell injections. Now, it's between $8,000 to $10,000 to get him stem cell injections. We did it not once but twice. I'd rather pay $99. What you think? So that resolved my problem. Our job as LifeWave brand partners is to solve people's problems. Mike solved my problem. Now look what happens by spreading this word and going down when the window was open, when I saw something big happen in LifeWave. I went down and I met a man called George Kaduri. Okay, George Kaduri, we spoke, we collaborated, we thought the same, we were on the same mission statement. And what happened to George? He connected with a guy called Chris. And then Chris connected to Leanne. And they connected to, he said it, the guy with the hair, with the chicken hair on his head, to Wilson. And he connected to this person. Look what's happening here. There's a ripple effect that's happening in South Africa that we're making a big difference in people's lives, folks. Now stay with me. Something's happening special over there, okay? And we're giving people that open window to understand there's more than life than what you already have right now, okay, with some call LifeWave. Network marketing changed and revolutionized my life forever. Now, if you're open, ask yourself, what was the favorite part of this presentation that Chris and Leanne told you today? What's the favorite part? And evaluate and say, you know what? My favorite part is knowing that I have a patch that can help somebody feel better than they did yesterday. Or my favorite part was not only the patch, but also making an additional stream of income on top of what I have on my regular job. It's called being multidimensional, okay? It's called being multidimensional, having multiple streams of income. Now, when I started this profession 15 years ago, I was ego-driven. I'm going to be very transparent with you. I just wanted to make the money because I was broke, busted, and disgusted. I had $6.23 in my bank account. But I said, my mentor told me, Javi, if you stay ego-driven, you're not going to go far. But if you go purpose-driven by resolving people's problems, you can build a business as big as you want it to be. So I changed my way of thinking, and I became purpose-driven. I resolve people's problems, whether it's physically, financially, emotionally, or spiritually. I resolve them in these four pillars. If you're open for better health, number one, without health, you can't enjoy anything. I don't care how much money you have. I don't know what kind of beautiful house you have. You can't enjoy it. If you're open for better health, number one. Number two, if you're open for good financial health, we have the answer to that too. If you're open for nice spiritual health, we have the answer to that too. And if you're open for emotional health, guess what? We have the answer to that too. Okay? It's going to happen with or without you. I can't wait to go to South Africa and spread the word with George and Leanne and Chris and all the leaders that are here about this better health of LifeWave. I can't wait to step my foot on South African soil and to go over there and spread this word of LifeWave. We're just looking for more people who want to come in this open window right now and join this movement that we have. Okay? And if that's you, raise your hand. Talk to the person who invites you. Yes, I want to be part of that movement too. How can I make an extra $500 a month? That's life-changing money, folks, okay? How can I make an extra $300 a week? That's life-changing money, folks. All we do is patch people and let the patch do the work. Let the patch speak for you. And when what comes in return is so beautiful. It's so beautiful because you join a group of people like this that want more in life. And I'll end it with this. You know, leaders give things away without asking anything in return. And what we're creating here is a bunch of leaders who want to show the way, who knows the way, and who's going to go the way. And they're going to show you how to make life more meaningful, not for you, but for the people that you love. Say yes. Say yes. Tell the world and figure it out later. That's what I did. Okay. And that's what Leanne did. And that's what Chris did. And that's what Lucinda did. And that's what George did. Okay. And that's what Lara did. And that's what Wilson did. I can go on and on and on with the names that are here. South Africa is going to be a changed country. And with 1 year's time, look what they did in just 6 months. In just 6 months, look what's happening. Hundreds of people over there are saying yes. And they're figuring it out later. Say yes. You have nothing to lose. I'm no different than you. I bleed red just like you. I put on my pants just like you. I'm cuter than you. Okay, but that's about it. The only thing I have on top of you, I'm saying that jokingly because a bunch of beautiful people here, but just say yes, say the world, tell the world to figure out. That's right, Lara. Show that sleeve to everybody, Lara. That envelope is making the difference. I love all of you. Thank you for asking me to speak. Leanne and Chris, you totally crushed it today. I want to sign up again. Who is going to sign me up? I want to sign up again. You know, George, close it out, baby.
Thank you. Whoops.
Thank you, Khavi.
My mic's actually on, so thank you.
Thanks, Khavi.
Jumping in, Khavi. And no, I'm going to give you back, Chris. You want to probably do the screen share again and go where you were going to just talk about the money side of things. By the way, guys, we do a workshop call on at the same back time, same back channel. Same link tomorrow, same time, where we go through all sorts of things in depth. Haven't discussed with Chris yet what we're going to talk about tomorrow, but yeah, don't forget. Anyway, I'll let you go on with that, you guys. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, George. Thank you. And thank you, Khavi. You know, at the end of the day, we talk about the concept facts tell and stories sell. And you know what? All you've got to do is just talk about what these patches are doing, and the rest follows. You know, this is all the leaders talk about leading with a patch, which I find so amazing. I look at, like I said to you earlier on, when George said to me, this was network marketing, and when he said to me it works on a binary system, straight away I had what you call LifeWave insomnia, because if you knew what we are sitting on, when you've got a product that works and a product that is patented with no competition, you've got that in a binary system, the sky is literally the limit. The sky is the limit. You have a look. Would an extra $500, what would an extra $500 a month do to your household right now? I want you to think about that. What would you be able to do with an extra $500? That's where I was sitting 6 months ago thinking, oh my goodness, if I could get an extra $500 a month, I would be over the moon. Here I am 6 months later, earning a passive income of over $1,000 a week. Not a month, $1,000 a week. And I never thought that was possible in such a short time frame. And this is just the beginning. And this is because of the company, the culture, the integrity, the product, you name it. This just ticks all the boxes. So you're probably thinking, all right, I'm going to go very quickly through how do you actually make money. There's 4 ways to earn commissions through LifeWave. And the first one is what we call a product introductory bonus. As you saw earlier on when I was mentioning the different kits, you've got the bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and diamond. Now, what I love about LifeWave, it doesn't matter what level you are at. So we love everybody where they are at, where you are comfortable to come in. If you want to come in at bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, irrelevant. What the cool thing is, whatever level that you are at, anybody that you share LifeWave with and they join and they register, if they sign up as a bronze, you are going to get a $15 product introductory bonus. If they register at silver, you're going to get $50. If they sign up at a gold kit, you're going to get $100. If they sign up at platinum, you're going to get $150. And if they sign up as a diamond, you're going to get $200, irrelevant of the level that you are at. All right, so now we talk about diamond. Why is diamond a good investment? With diamond, you get 3-month auto ship points that are included. You get paid, not getting too technical too quickly. You get paid at senior director level for 14 weeks. starting the day you buy a diamond pack or upgrade to a diamond pack. And the cool thing is your price goes right down to $84 a sleeve. Now, this is something that is really awesome. The day you go diamond for the period of 90 days, for 3 months, if you sign up another diamond, LifeWave is going to give you an additional bonus in your first 90 days of becoming diamond. You won't get a $200 bonus. You're going to get a $500 bonus. So imagine this. In your 3 months of becoming diamond, you sign up 3 people at diamond. That's $1,500 that you've received back, which just about covers your entire enrollment fee at the diamond level. Right, then the binary commissions. Now, binary commissions is what gives you sleepless nights, but from an excitement point of view. You've got 2 teams. You've got a left team and you've got a right team. As easy as that. The way that a binary system works, it works on points. Now, each sleeve carries a point value. So, as an example, the X39 points is 77 points. And the supplementary ones, in other words, are the Ice Wave or Energy Enhancer. They carry a point value of 55 points per sleeve. So obviously it's all based on volume, which is basically turnover. Now, on your right leg, as an example, this is where we're talking about cycle bonuses. Every time you've got a volume of 660 business volume, and then on your paid leg, your pay side, once you've got 330 business volume, that's what you call a cycle bonus. So the moment your structure looks like this, 660 volume points on the right, 330 on the left, or vice versa, that's irrelevant to the sides. The moment your structure looks like this, you get a $50 cycle bonus every time this happens. All right, then we've got the weekly maximum cycle payout. If you're between bronze and diamond, you can already start to get cycle bonuses to $100. Then once you're at manager level, which I'm going to explain in the next slide, you can receive up to $1,500 a week. Director is $2,500 a week. Senior director, $3,500. Executive director, which, well done, George, made senior director last week. You can
executive
director. Yes, sorry, executive director. That means you can earn up to $7,500 a week. Presidential director, and then senior presidential director, $25,000 a week. This is what we call beyond life-changing money. So what is a manager? Manager means that you've got to be gold rank or above, generate the minimum of 110 PV. PV is personal volume. So as I mentioned, an X39 is 77 points. A supplementary product is 55 points. 77 plus 55, that gives you 132 points. That's your minimum for the month. We also recommend the moment you start getting going in the business, you set your auto ship, which means that every month you don't have to even worry about it. Every month it goes off your debit card, gets delivered to your house within a couple of days. You don't ever have to worry about it. Then becoming manager, you've got to have 2 personally active silver members, silver or above, on each leg. This is what the picture looks like. Manager doing a volume of 110 yourself, then 2 silvers on the left, 2 silvers or above on the left, and 2 silvers or above on the right. That's what makes you manager. Then to become director, you've got to be gold level and above, exactly the same, generate a minimum of 110 personal volume. Now you've got to have 3 personally sponsored silver or above on your left, and 3 silver and above on your right. That's what this picture looks like. But 2 of them have to, in their own right, be a manager. What is a manager? Exactly what I showed you on the previous slide. Manager means 2 silver on the left, 2 silver on the right. So you've got two managers underneath you, one left, one right, and that's what makes you director. Then senior director, the structure looks very similar. 2 silvers on the left, 2 silvers on the right, but 2 of those managers, they need to be director. What's a director? Same as what the previous slide was, having 2 managers, which means 2 silver, 2 silver. So this picture speaks 1,000 words. Not going into too much detail. We go into a deep dive training. There are tools, there are different video clips that you can see that go into detail. We're just giving you a very brief overview on the different levels. And then obviously, as I mentioned.
However, there's something, go back to that slide, would you, Chris?
Yeah.
So what I love about this, it's that is the structure, the only structure we need to build. Once we build that structure, then we go through the other ranks by basically supporting and working with everybody who's in our downline, looking for people in our downline who want to turn this into something and helping them to be successful. So that particular structure is all you really need to think about as structure. Obviously, as time goes by, you will have more than one director on one side, more than one director on the other side. Several of my goals, one is I hit 1,000 people in my organization the other day. One of my goals is help that grow to 5,000. Another one of my goals is to have 3 directors on either side. And that's when I'm going to feel I'm at the beginning. And then the lovely thing about that is you can then help people change their money lives and their health lives. But really you can say somebody who's, look, I've got the vision. I want to do this. I don't have money, but I want to work and help somebody completely change their money life. I love that concept. And yeah, I'm working with more than one person like that at the moment.
I love what you said there, George, that the previous slide, that's the way the structure will always look. Thereafter, it becomes volume-based, and that's helping your team.
Yeah.
In a very short time frame.
Why you took it away. I think it's a really good one to keep. I think I'm going to pick that out and yeah.
I've got it on my wall, sitting right next to me up there, printed big on the wall.
Yeah, I think I'll put it on the fridge for my daughter, maybe.
All right, and then right, so there we go. Then we got generation matching bonus. This is like completely, totally next level. Not going too deep into it. What this really means is when you're sharing LifeWave with people, and you know these people, you must sign them up personally with your own link. The reason for that is because on your personals, remember that previous slide I was talking about the cycle bonuses? Every time one of your active managers or above on your first level hits a cycle bonus, you earn 25% of that cycle bonus. Your second level, you earn 20%, and your third level, 20%. And this is unlimited. So when I was talking about $25 a week as the cap on cycle bonuses, that's your own cycle bonuses. But when we talk to 25,000, that is on your own. Now listen, $25,000 a week is $100,000 a month. That's decent life-changing money. But now this just takes it to a completely crazy, insane.
Put it another way. Chris he's in my second line, and he's sending me, or they're sending me 20% of what he earns every week. So from Chris, I've been receiving in the last month and a half, 2 months, between 140 and haven't yet hit $200 a week, but it will be, and eventually it'll be way more than that. So very exciting. And then you start seeing all the other people who are there in your first and second lines, 30 from here, 20 from here, 37 and a half from there, just very, very exciting. And when I understood this, when Javi explained it to me one day, I went, wow, this completely blows me away. The possibilities are beyond huge.
George, you remember it was 3 months ago, you and I were on a Zoom call together, and you sort of explained this to me. It was live on that Zoom call when the penny dropped. You remember I started like screaming and going crazy on the Zoom call, going,
Yes,
goodness
he
gracious,
didn't
this is
understand it. I tried to
unlimited.
explain
This
it,
is
but he didn't
unlimited.
understand it till he was on the call.
Sure, this is next level. It's unlimited, no cap, no cap. And then don't need to go into too much detail. This retail profit is retail profit. You're buying it for X, you're selling it for Y, you're putting the difference in your pocket straight away. So in finishing off, as Leanne mentioned earlier, we belong to a team called Quantum Field, which was started by Onyx Cole 3.5 years ago. We are part of the fastest growing team in the LifeWave organization because of the duplicatable systems that are in place and the tools that are in place that startx39.com website. There's a Facebook, there's a YouTube channel, there's a business building channel. Take a photo of this page. You can actually scan the QR codes, and that's what the tools that are available. And then also you get us. You join, you get us. And what does that mean? When you get us, you get our help, our support. On a Wednesday evening like tonight, guys, don't worry about thinking, don't remember what Chris and Leanne spoke about. Oh my goodness, that's not your job. That's not your job. All you've got to do is invite people, share it, get them onto the Zoom call. Let us serve you. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you and serve you. So it's as easy as that. And then, like George said, tomorrow we'll be doing some training. We'll let everybody know in the group what we're going to be training about. And before I say good night, I see Javi wants to quickly finish off.
Javi's going to say something.
Okay.
You know, I'm a very humble person. Sometimes, and I say sometimes, is seeing is believing, believing is seeing, right? So, you know, let's go back to that page of $1,500 a week as a manager. Just as a manager, just imagine an extra $1,500 a week. Huh? Imagine it. If you can imagine it, you can do it. Now, let's go down to $1,500 a week as a manager by just creating 6-7 managers. Okay, people who want more. Now, this is what I did when I talked target and I talked strategy. What was my target? So you guys have to set a target on what your rank goal is, what your financial goals are, and how many people you want to help go manager, how many people you want to help director. And, you know, I don't do this often. Only when I feel that it's appropriate to do it. This is I ended up this last week at this. That was my last week. Last week. Now, what was my target? I knew how many managers to create. Okay, we have a nosy trainer who wants to come in here.
Hey, Alex.
That's Johnny.
Oh, Johnny. Hi, Johnny.
Hi. Okay, I knew how many managers I had to make and how many directors I had to make. Okay, the whole business is making managers. You will never hear me say anything different. Make managers. Make managers. Managers will turn into directors. And when you have your directors, all you have to do is go down and create volume. That's all you have to do. Now, I set a target. Now I have people calling me today and Zooming with me today saying, this is my target, Javi, for the next 30 days, 90 days, 60 days. This is what I want to do. I sacrifice and I said, I will Zoom for this group every day, 7 days a week, because I want them to win. I want them to win because I'm purpose driven. Every day we're going to do a Zoom for this group at 7:30 every day out here on the East Coast because they have a target now. I don't do this to impress you. I do this to impress upon you that when you set a target and you have a goal to do something, it will happen. George became a freaking executive because he created freaking managers. Chris is about to pop an executive because he created managers. Okay. I have 3 presidentials and 1 senior presidential director in my business because I created managers. Okay. Linda Sanchez is my senior presidential director. I personally enrolled her. She made last week $8,500. I made 25% of that. Holy shit. Where would this happen? I'm just saying, folks, I just sponsored her and I made 25% of that. And then 20% of her directors are the same way George was talking about. I am no different than you. I am just hungry. Literally. But why? Because of how my lifestyle was before. $6.23 in my bank account. I know you can relate. I was there, but if things to change, we need to change. And I always said to myself, I will never go back to that again. And I'm no different than you. Please listen to the words that are coming out my mouth. The window is open now for you to take. Just speak to people. Don't reinvent the wheel. I need to do this. I need to do that. Just show a presentation. The people will say yes. I can't imagine the countless presentations George has done. He's up at 3 in the freaking morning, Spain time, and I'm getting messages for him. Dude, clock some Z's, huh? But he has a target. Are you listening to me? He has a target. And what's your target, Leanne? Claudia, I know yours. Sandy, I know yours. I know George's and I know Chris's. What's your target? Do a bunch of these things, Leanne. I guarantee you'll be executive director in 5 months.
I'd love that. I'd love that.
Just show a presentation. Don't reinvent the wheel. I need to put an ad in the paper. I need to do this. Shut up. Show a presentation. Okay, this is fun. Isn't this fun? How much time you've wasted trying to create things. Look what Chris and George has done within the months by showing presentations. I know Chris's backstory and how much money he's made here because he does this. Do this. George does this. I love this. Listen, my Spanish is horrible, but I do meetings for Claudia because I'm purpose driven. But my Spanish has improved tremendously. You should have heard me months ago. I was horrible. Okay. But it's improved now. Cloud and I, we go back and forth all the time. But you know what? She's purpose driven. I remember when she first started, she was as quiet. I thought she was mute, that she couldn't speak. But look at her now, because George has helped her get the leadership out of her. Everyone has it here. I'm no different than you. Ata, I see you on these Zooms all the time. Bro, the window is open, man. Everyone is here. Listen, I can talk to you till your face turns blue. You want to live life on your own terms. If you have a job, great. Who cares? Okay? Love it. Embrace it. You work 9 to 5 for your job, but you work part-time for your fortune. One day you can say, I am going to do whatever the hell I want to do. One day. And that's what I said, one day. And you want to know something? And I'm going to end it with this. You never say a story without making a point, and you never make a point without saying a story. Okay? I had a friend of mine who was a serious alcoholic. And he comes to me and he goes, Javi, this is tough every day. And I said, what is your target, man? He goes, I want to quit every day. And every day, sometime when someone tells you no, you're going to want to quit. It happens to everybody. But I'm going to say this to you. Don't quit for one more day. And every time you feel defeated, always say to yourself, I am not going to quit for one more day. Okay? 6 months are going to pass, and what's going to happen? Shit, you're going to do things in this company that you thought you've never done. So I'm going to say to you one more time, don't quit for one more day. Don't feel that you're defeated for one more day. And you'll be able to live life on your own terms. I'm going to step on South African soil in November. I'm going to, okay? But I'm not going there to play patty cake. I'm going there to make a difference in people's lives out there. Okay. I'm going there to help people and give them hope again. What's happening in South Africa, what's happening in Mexico, what's happening in Spain is such epic. Okay. 1 year from now, people are like, holy shit, what happened here? Okay. Because people say they want to know what happened. They want to see what happened. And people are going to say, hey, what happened? Because they missed the boat because they said no. Okay. It happens. But that's not your problem. Remember why you did this. Remember why you got into LifeWave. Set yourself a freaking financial target. Even if I want to make $500 a month, set this target. George will not say no to you. Chris will not say no to you. I will not say no to you. If they do, shame on them. But I know they're not going to. Please, Leanne, baby, come on.
So something I realized when I hit 1,000 people in my downline, and I can see the results with money. I suddenly said, you know what? To the people, go make a fortune, because the more money you make, the more people you're helping. Because a lot of people are very coy about, do I want to make money? Is it healthy to make money? Is it health? I can agree with, but money, I don't think I can agree with. Back and forth. A lot of people do this back and forth. Go make a fortune. The more money you make, the more money people you're helping. And one other thing, if you take patience and passion, I'm famous for my patience, till very, very occasionally I lose it. Patience and passion together, add in persistence and consistency, and multiply that by time. Time does its thing by itself. If you work with those four things, patience and passion, you're consistent and persistent, time will do what it needs to do. And it just happens. I mean, I would like it to happen faster. And I always say I'm in a hurry, but I'm never in a hurry. I'm never going to, hurry anybody along. I will tell them these are the things that are available for you, but people have to make their own minds up for themselves and their decisions for themselves. And I'll add this. After 4 months, when I met Javi, he'd been in this for 4 months and he had 900 people in his downline. And I said to him, how many people have you invited? He said 25. That made sense to me. I said, and how many people are actually doing anything? He said 12. That made sense to me. And I said, of the 12, how many are actually really doing something? He said 4 to 5. Perfectly logical, made sense to me. So it's like, okay, it's not somebody trying to fool me, excuse me, but 4 months, 900 people. Myself, 4 months, 350 people. So I said to Javi, tell me something. 4 months you had 900 people. 4 months I'm 350 people. What's the difference? And he says, some of you guys, you've met him personally on small calls. He said, I've always used the expression, the money's in the deep, because as you build out one leg and the other leg and they go far away, my strong leg is now going to hit 1,000 people probably in a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Most of those people I'll never meet, haven't met. And the other leg, as that grows, and it grows away from me, and more people are there, then the money starts, the cycle bonuses start going ching, 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 ching. So, but Javi uses a different expression, which he always said, I go down into the deep. So we were saying something similar, but actually quite different. He goes down into the deep. He goes and looks he'll go, who's on the call? I've seen Heather on these calls a lot of times. Let me talk to Heather. He reached out to Sandra, who's here, who thought, who's Javi? I don't know but he's been helping Sandra with calls. So he reaches into the deep. He always says, either leaders will identify themselves or we identify them. What did he mean by that? It took me a while to understand. So I see a person whose name I never saw before, and I see that person brings in 4 people over a few days, and I go, interesting, let me go and find her on the structure, and I find that she's in my left leg, but she's placed her people wrong. So I get in touch with her, and I say, look, I think you, from what I can see, I think you want to do this. What is it you want out of this? She said the 1,500. I said, what do you mean the 1,500? She said, the 1,500 a week. I said, well, actually, in 2 days, you've placed 4 people here, and you could be manager, but you've placed them wrong. So it looks like you're not getting the information you need about how to do this and make this work. So that was a person by her actions identifying herself to me. So we started working with her. So, it's like when your downlines are building, look and see who's doing what. In English, in England, there's the expression "actions speak louder than words," and Javi always says, "Don't listen to the mouth, see what the feet are doing." I don't know. Maybe Javi wants to add to a little bit to what I've been saying there. Okay, hang on. We got unmute you, sir. Open your mic.
I look at the feet, not the lips. Everyone can talk anything they want, but I look at your feet. I don't look at your lips. And I can't stress enough that there was 35 people on this call. It's growing. It's growing, as you can see. And it grows from meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. There should be a meeting from this meeting. It's called creating volume. Okay. And I only single out people because I've been doing this a long time. I told George, when I could look at someone through their behaviors, I know they want to do something, but they just don't know how to do it. Okay. People will give you 500, 600 to get into this business. Then they're going to sit there and park. And people would think it's just about enrolling. It's not just about enrolling. If they're giving you something to get on the gold, they want to do this business. They don't want to play patty cake with you. Show them how to do it. Okay. They don't care how many people, how much money you made, how many people you have in your group. Show me to have that. That's what they're saying. That's when I got in.
So that was Javi said to me. I asked people, because when I said, what's the difference between 350 and 900? He said, I asked people. So I started asking people on the calls, who wants to be manager? Who wants to take this? People started putting hands up. Then I know who to work with. Because a lot of people just sit there thinking people know what to do and they'll do it. And then they're not doing it. And why aren't they doing it? And then they start chasing people and getting on people's case.
Yeah, I met two other ladies today, sharp as a pencil. All right. They went like this. Great. They identified themselves. How can I help you? Let me help you become manager. I did the same thing with George. I did the same thing with Chris. I did the same thing with Claudia. Leanne, I'm doing it against you. I offered you this before. I'm going to recircle this up again. I'm going to recircle it. How can I help you? Okay, let's visit. Let's press the restart button. Let's press the restart button because you have George and you have Chris who want to help you. They have a big interest into your success. How can I help you? Go manager. Okay, go director. You did this presentation like a boss. Okay, it's about damn time you got on this thing and started talking. Okay, it was long overdue.
Yeah,
okay, right. Long overdue. You need to be doing more of this because your story, because women are gonna want to do more when they see women do with this what they do here. Okay, no offense. No offense. Why are more women in this than men? Because men have gotten lazy. A few men like George and Chris, okay, and Grammy and Atta and Kenneth, all the men, and David Gray, all the men that are here are the ones who wanted to step up, okay, and say, you know what, I want to lead. But a lot of women had to step up because men have gotten lazy. And more women had to step up, and that's why the most people who succeed in network marketing are women.
For example, yesterday's Spanish workshop call, I think there were like 16 or 17 women and myself.
Okay, point taken. Because women see, they're very tunnel vision. I have to do for my children. I have to do for my house. I'm doing this by myself. They're more vision. Okay, I'm all in, like a wedgie. You can't pick me out at all. Okay. But that's how I'm wired. That's how George is wired. That's how Chris is wired. That's how Claudia is wired. Okay. In Mexico, someone is going to see this. One person is going to see this and is going to explode. The lights on Mexico, the lights on Europe, the lights on South Africa. The light is on what's that other country? But the light's on you guys because they see what you're doing. So what's going to happen? So more people are going to be aware, okay? Everybody should know you're doing LifeWave because people do business with people who they know, like, and trust. If George didn't connect with me, he probably would not be here today. And some of you probably won't be here today.
No, that's true because I said right in the beginning, after I said, I'm going to try this product, and my David Schmidt in a video I saw piqued my interest, I said, I want to talk to somebody who's been in this business for a while, because I was looking for something. And that's when I met Javi, and I go, okay, I'm getting straight answers, and I'm getting passion, and I'm getting, somebody after my own heart who I can work with. The other network marketing experience I was with, there was no human, they were only interested in you as a fellow human for what you were producing, not for anything else. I think, Claudia, if you don't mind, I think it would be very nice that you told everybody here on the call about your experience from the beginning to now, including about your uncle and old.
For that, I got to go.
Okay.
Because Claudia has a lot of gems to share. Okay, listen. I believe in each and one of you here, and I told this to George, and he can remember this conversation. George, if we do this right and we collaborate right, we can create something huge. You remember that conversation, George Kaduri? We can create something great, and it's coming into fruition because two could put 1,000 to flight. One could put 1,000 to flight, two could put 1,000 to flight. Okay, 10,000 to flight rather. And it's coming into fruition. And I'm going to say it again. If we all stay on the same page with the same passion, more amazing things on what's happening here can happen. Okay. Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. Sacrifice for 30 days. And after 30 days, do it another 30 days. And for another 30 days, do it for another 30 days. And 90 days, you're going to get what you want in your target. And you set yourself another 90-day target. Please do it. If you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for your kids. Do it for your spouse. Do it for your family members. Do it for the community of South Africa and Mexico. Just do it for someone because they're depending on you to show them this patch. And if you don't, it's selfish of you to keep the secret to yourself. Selfish. Okay, because you already assigned the people who are coming into your business. Not me, not Chris, and not George. The person that's supposed to be in your business could walk right next to me, and they're not assigned to me. They're assigned to Leanne. They're assigned to Heather. It's for you to put them in this. And if you don't, shame on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and if you don't live the life that you want, shame on you. Because we are self-made. No one's going to create this but you. I'm no different than you. I am just driven, people. Driven. And everyone is driven. Leanne, I swear, as the light shines upon me, okay? If you don't do this more often, I'm just going to delete you.
I'm here and I'm ready, hey. Javi, I loved it.
I love you all. George, I'm giving you a virtual hug over this shit, baby.
I'm going to go to South Africa at the same time as Javi does. We still have to coordinate all of that stuff. So it's going to be fun.
Right. I'm going to leave it to you guys because I got to go. Alex got invited to his first birthday party.
Okay, enjoy.
First birthday party. He never had any friends. He has friends.
Wow.
I'm taking first birthday party.
I'll leave you with this. My mum, when she was 90, we did a birthday party for her, and we realized that she probably, nobody ever did her a birthday party or a cake. We certainly hadn't, because she always used to say, nobody knows my age, but when she was 90, we had to kind of know her age. And it was quite amazing doing that for her.
Come here.
So
come here. So, Claudia, go take over. Come here, say hi to my friends. Say hi.
Hi.
Hey, yeah.
Hey.
So this is why I do this. This is why I do this. Find your why and why you do it. Take action and execute. I got to go, guys. Love you all.
Daddy. Oh, brother. Cheers, Javi. Wow.
Oh, gosh, amazing.
So this is yesterday, Claudia she spoke. I'm going to ask her to unmute, and you can keep your mic off. Keep your mic on, I mean. So Claudia, yesterday, well, I've known Claudia since about last December, I guess. I've actually introduced her to Leanne, and they've been working together with graphics. and tell your story from that beginning to now. And I'm just going to add that on the yesterday's workshop call with the Spanish people, there was a person on that call who's like, yes, I believe, but I'm not sure. Let me see. I've got a lot of elderly people in my family. He heard Claudia, what she's going to tell us now. And huge effect.
Thank you, George. Thank you, George. Well, first of all, I would like to tell you, I am so inspired by you guys in South Africa. I follow your chat, and I try to come to see your presentations because really, Chris, all your team, all people inspire me so much. I want to follow you all the time. So I will, and I thank you, George, because you add me to the groups, and I have this possibility to be inspired by such powerful and human people. I love you, really, really. Yeah. I would like to share with you. I've been for 5 months here in LifeWave, and I started because Susie, the girl who invited me, I have a close relationship. She's a great leader, and I say, okay, let's come to network marketing again. I really haven't feel inspired or feel supported in network marketing before. So I didn't like it. But I said, I'll do it because she's telling me to trust her. So I came, and I was like, I was like a sad person and very quiet, as Javi said, and no inspiration in that time of my life. And then I started to hear you, to understand how the patches work. And I started to patch myself and my mother. And I knew that what's coming from Susie has to be huge, and I started feeling it. So I learned. I came to the presentations and everything, and of course the patch did its work, and my mind became clear. And then George said, "Who wants to be a manager?" And I said, "I want to be a manager. I want to know what it feels like to be successful." And I know that sounds like terrible because I know I have a lot of resources and I'm a very intelligent person, but I really haven't been very successful, no? So I said, I want to know how does it feel, and I won't stop. I don't care, because Susie started almost at the same time I did, so she couldn't support me or guide me too much. So I said, I don't care if I feel alone, as I have in other market businesses. And I started reaching for George, Yvette, here in Mexico. And then he said, "Who wants to be a manager?" I said, I did, and I don't care what it takes. I won't back up. I will do it, whatever it takes. So very, very fast, I said, I want to do presentations, and George invited me. And from the feedback, I think I do good presentations. I just don't believe it, and it doesn't matter. I get nervous. I do it. And now he said he wants to be a director. I want to be a director. I don't know what it will take from me, but I'm starting to understand that what I will have to give to be a director is to have fun. I have to enjoy more, and I will be a director, and I will do it before. We have a promotion here in Mexico that if I become a director before June 25th, I will get a bonus. So I will get that bonus. I will show it to you later, because I want to share this with people. I know, people that are using the patches, and I don't have to tell you much about this, are happier. My uncle is a doctor. My mother wore the patch after a surgery, so I was stunned with the results. So I share it with my uncle, which is a doctor, and he is in my team. I mean, he's in my team, and he's using the patches, and he's sharing with his women in her family, which are my senior people in the family. And I'm so grateful that I'm in LifeWave, and I can see my family happier, with no pain. And this is so inspiring for me. And yeah, sometimes I don't believe in myself as much as I would like to, but every time I see this happening, I say, I think I'm the only one that doesn't believe in myself, because I'm just speaking, I'm watching it all over around myself, and I say, this is huge. How can't I believe in myself? This is huge, and this is inspired. And I am going to be a little kind of spiritual here, but God gave this to me. It's no other way. Gave me, put in front of George, in front of Javi, in front of you, and I'm feeling so blessed, and I'm grateful to be here with you, and George letting me speak with this amazing group. This is so inspiring, so beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Claudia. Thank you. Wow, the story touched my heart. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for coming on.
And isn't this wonderful, making connections between Mexico and South Africa? How many connections exist between Mexico and South Africa? When I introduced Leanne to Claudia, and they started doing things together, I thought, wow, this is wonderful. I love making connections.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. And I resonate so much with your story, Claudia. And I think so many people on the call resonate with that. It's about just knowing and doing and believing that you can, like me just putting my hand up for this presentation today. And I just look at this group, how much support do we get in LifeWave? Like Chris, George, Harvey, I mean, we are blessed, guys. If we can't do it in this, what can we do it in? This is it. This is it. So excited.
And that's the name of the convention.
Yeah, exactly. That's it, eh?
Wow.
That's it.
No, thank you, guys. Been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I just add one little thing. The first week I said, Claudia, so how about this week? No, next week. But then the following week, I gave her the little time but she killed it. She did an amazing job.
Well done.
All this is about energy, passion. So you get a detail a little bit wrong, you can improve that the next time. But when you transmit this passion, this energy, this happiness, that's where the effect is.
Yeah.
Exactly. All about frequency, George. All about frequency. Guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. Look after yourselves. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same Zoom link. And George and I will chat in the morning, and we'll decide on what we're going to chat about and what training we'd like to share with everybody. So from my side, good night. God bless. Look after yourselves. Thank you. Love you all. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks,
Love you
thanks,
all.
thanks, Claudia. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks so much,
Bye,
Chris,
bye.
for your support.
Pleasure, guys. Cheers. Bye.